We're down to the final 2 weekends here in USL League One, and tonight the two hottest teams do battle as they continue their dream runs towards the final. It's New England Revolution 2 hosting North Texas SC, and tonight's match presented by United Healthcare, proud partner of the New England Revolution. Hello, I'm Chris McCovic, happy to have you with us. Wet and rainy, 55 degrees here at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, but two of the hottest teams going at it, two of the six that are competing for that second spot to take on the Greenville Triumph on October 30th in the League One final. A win for either side is really needed today, but a loss for either side, and they could be eliminated by weekend's end. So everything's on the line tonight for North Texas and New England too, as they hold on to hope to get to that second spot in the League One final. Well, for New England Revolution 2, the Portuguese midfielder Thiago Mendonça has stepped up defensively as of late, came into the center back role against Fort Lauderdale last week. Clint P.A., the head coach of Revs 2, calling his play brilliant for the win last week.
He reads the game well. He anticipates. He steps into passing lanes very well. He's been strong in the air. So I think that sort of intensity that he brings has been wonderful for the group.
He's your Santander player to watch, but for North Texas, Rayo stepping up. His birthday actually on Wednesday, so happy birthday to him. Looking for the win today to keep that playoff contention alive. And Rayo, someone that Eric Quill told us they took out of the lineup to send a message to him, and he came back so strong. Great work ethic. He has bounced back and grown over the last few matches and looking to grow again. He's back in the starting 11 today against New England Revolution 2. Two teams, they need a win tonight. It's all on the line here. It's crunch time towards the playoffs. Who will it be, North Texas SC or New England Revolution 2? It's next on ESPN+. Welcome back here into Gillette Stadium for a match presented by United Healthcare. North Texas SC on the road against New England Revolution 2. Well, last time these two teams met mid-August, August 15th, 3-3 the final. Two teams that look entirely different than they do now, with New England Revolution 2 finally seeing their first goals as a club in League One. They had 8 shots, 7 on target, very efficient. But North Texas, they put up 26 shots in that match, 9 on target. An offensive overload in that match between the two. And North Texas in it, you see it right here, some mistakes at the back. They have shored up that defense since then. That's been the real key in their recent winning streak of 3 games. New England Revolution 2, of course, key figure now with the squad in Renix. He's at the top of the formation since then and was not with them in that match, but some great second half goals and offense for Revs 2. Gave up the goal late to Alex Bruce, but in the end, a point apiece in the previous matchup. And two sides that look entirely different. One player that did score in that match, Nicholas Firmino.
know we were dropping points early in the season, and now we're on a roll. So I feel like we're enjoying it more, and guys the chemistry's way better. So it's definitely been good.
Of course, Firmino talking about that good form of late. Player of the Week honors for him here in USL League One. And your Empower retirement, New England Revolution 2, starting 11. Rennick's back at the top. You see Mendonça taking more of a role in the midfield today. We saw him at center back last week. It's back to Verfurth and Bell in the back there as these two teams go at it this evening. Let's take a look at the North Texas SC starting 11 presented by Empower Retirement. Cirillo Roberts in there from FC Dallas. There's Jabron Rayo celebrating his birthday this weekend. Arturo Rodriguez back in there as well. Consistency has been the key for Eric Quill on their side to get these 3 straight victories. And they've seen that at the back line. Burgess Manjoma back in there as we get set for the matchup this evening. Well, North Texas SC in the white and red heading on the road to take on New England Revolution 2. Two sides in playoff contention looking for a win. Off and running here from Gillette Stadium. North Texas SC and New England Revolution 2 both still with their playoff hopes alive. But boy, do they need a win here today. Neither side will be eliminated with a loss tonight, but they could be by weekend's end. Again, I'm Chris McCovic, happy to have you with us for some Friday night USL League One action. First of 5 matches this weekend, the second to final weekend in USL League One. Just one team won't take part in that final weekend, FC Tucson. They take on Orlando City B tomorrow night. For now, it's North Texas and New England 2, two teams that were near the bottom of the table to start things out this season, but they have risen so well of late. 3 straight victories for North Texas, 4 straight for New England 2, including 3 on the road. They're at home, of course, here today. We'll see if they can continue that success back at home as they did last week against Fort Lauderdale, putting up 4 goals on Jason Christ's side. Quinones down the field, shoved off by Cirillo as he works it on back. North Texas, their GAA down to 1.31. That's 6th in USL League One. That's the area of the game they've improved on the most to this point, as Bell takes it around the back. Keegan Meyer back in there for New England Revolution 2 as Joe Rice continues to work his way back from an injury. Rice, the main starter to begin the season, but Meyer spot starts here and there, now up to his 5th start on the season for the Silver Springs, Maryland native. 2nd round pick in 2020 for New England in the MLS Super Draft. Interception. Manjoma, the right back, he'll be all the way up that right flank throughout the night. Foul called. Adam Kilpatrick overseeing things for us this evening. There's Arturo Rodriguez, has been more of an offensive threat of late. 2 goals, 11 created chances in his 6 appearances since being back from his loan over to Real Monarchs of the USL Championship. Dealing with a 2-man wall in front of him, had that free kick goal in the win over Chattanooga. Service in from Roberts, near post, flick back, here's Firmino. Again, Player of the Week honors here in USL League One, goal and an assist against Fort Lauderdale. Rodriguez right back with it, pressure coming up the field for North Texas to start things off tonight. Jay and Burgess settling in there as the 2 center backs of late. Breck Evans went down with an injury against Greenville a few weeks ago. It's been their show since then. Burgess stepping in after being selected in the MLS Super Draft by FC Dallas. Spent most of the season with the MLS side and coming over to USL League One with 3 starts and the goal against Chattanooga so far. That's the duo they're going to look for at the back for the rest of the season. Here comes New England Revolution 2 with some room to work on the transition. Now Presley. Fires from deep and a diving save, Aviles. Coming up here in the 4th minute. Former Loudoun United player, Presley testing things early. Has 1 assist, 13 created chances this season. Second on the team in that category. Jet blue corner kick. Ball lofted in. Mendonça on the backside, but Aviles getting the touch. Now to play. Mendonça very strong in the defensive categories as the season has gone on. Second on the team in clearances, 3rd on the team in interceptions, 5 blocks as well. Someone we've seen step up in a midfield role as well as center back this year. Came off the bench mostly to start things off, but has worked his way into a starting role of late. And a replay. Presley from deep and a diving stop by Aviles. Just like that, we may be looking at a Save of the Week nomination. Spalding with the volley. Foul called. Already a couple of fouls early. Funny thing about these two sides, the top 2 teams in League One in yellow cards per game. North Texas 1.15. New England Revolution 2, 1.38. The problem North Texas has had is in the red card category with 3 total. Aviles takes it into the back. Making his 10th start of the season. Burgess looking upfield, knocked back by Mendonça. Here's Presley, Renix. One of the main differences since the last time these 2 teams played, Renix, you talk about a couple of players as well on the North Texas side of things. Nikki Hernandez, Eddie Manjoma, and of course, Nikosi Burgess at center back. Firmino brought down by Rayo, and it's over to the home side, Revs 2. Spalding stepping all the way up, pokes it on through, but Renix couldn't handle it. A foul is called after the advantage was briefly played. Shea looking downfield. Over the top, good look here for North Texas. But Keegan Meyer off his line, he'll grab it. High Point University graduate. Here's Waldeck, had that brilliant assist over to Manjoma in the victory over Richmond last week. Cirillo. Frisco native making his 5th start as Mendonça putting some pressure on Burgess. He has to work it back. Here comes Rivera. Native of Rhode Island. Rivera stepping up, fires, and into the net. What a goal to open things up for Revs 2. Revs 2 with their earliest goal of the season, and it's the 2nd in the net for Rivera. 2 shots from far out so far, forcing a save, and then into the net on the right side on the bender. What a finish. And that goal presented by Rivera and Michelob Ultra. A dream start here at Gillette Stadium for New England Revolution 2. In their last 3 games, this winning streak for North Texas, they've given up 2 goals, both at the PK spot. So that's the first goal on the run of play given up by this North Texas defense in quite a while. And it comes in the 9th minute of today's action. Now they're going to have to fight back against a Revs 2 defense that has only given up 1 goal over this 4-match winning streak. Rodriguez appeals for that going out of play. We continue. Well, we expected some electricity in this match, and already we may have the save of the week and goal of the week nominations in the first couple of minutes. It's 3-3 again. The last time these 2 teams played on August 15th. Very different sides since then. 1 new player, Nikki Hernandez, out there for North Texas SC. Up to Rayo. Rayo around the edge, around Spalding. No, he's cut back. Here is Hernandez, one of a number of SMU players on North Texas SC. Waldeck, Rodriguez. Roberts to the end line, forces it back over, knocked down by Meyer. Rodriguez will keep this alive. Staying compact, that's one thing that Clint P.A. thought his side did very well against Fort Lauderdale, to limit those 1v1 attacking positions. That's something you want to limit against this North Texas side as well. A lot of players that do that well. And again, a stop by New England Revolution 2. Renix now breaking away. Presley. Back ahead, Renix fighting. And Waldeck getting the best of him. Bruce won the ball, but went maybe a bit too far in the slick surface for Adam Kilpatrick into Firmino. Let's take a look at our injury report tonight, presented by Shields Healthcare Group. A number of names up there for Revs 2, including Orlando Sinclair, who is out today. Been a winger up there. And Damos, he did make the bench, listed as questionable entering tonight, but big losses. Their 2 captains earlier this year, North Texas, Evans and Alvarez. It's been Aviles wearing the captain's armband of late. Presley puts it in, headed away. Roberts. Mendonça. Slides it on through. Bruce, a player that was a bit questionable entering today, dealing with a knock midweek, but out there with the starting spot at the top of the formation. Let's take a look at our keys again, presented by Geico, proud partner of the New England Revolution. For Clint P.A., he emphasized speeding up North Texas when they are in possession so that they don't build up that slow, methodic play to get those openings in the box. And for North Texas, pretty simple, eyes on Renix. Renix, a player that both coaches talked about this week for us. And he's one of the main guys that is the difference from the last match, someone that has come in and taken control and affected the whole squad at the top of the formation as an added threat, as PA put it, giving them ability to stretch the field, be strong in the ball, battle, and hold the ball up for his teammates around him. Eric Quill on the other side, admiring Renix in his work rate, relentless at cutting and dicing center backs, and someone they have to be aware of the entire match and could be that difference maker. As we head down the stretch right now, the difference maker, though, is Rivera with the goal in the first 10 minutes. Out of play, we'll keep it in the corner with another corner kick presented by JetBlue, proud partner of the New England Revolution. Maciel, defensive midfielder, working it up. Firmino into the box. Che the header. Now Roberts on the run. Bruce to his right. Too heavy of a touch, and Quinones finds it. North Texas SC, New England Revolution 2 doing battle here in Gillette Stadium. Late in the season, not the squads we saw to start things off. Two of the hottest teams in League One right now. Two teams on winning streaks at the moment. North Texas 3 straight. New England Revolution 2, 4 straight, including 3 road victories in there. So many playoff scenarios, of course. Just that League One final looming. Greenville's in, but 6 teams vying for that second spot, including these two in front of us today. Neither of these sides can get eliminated tonight, but either side losing puts them in trouble by weekend's end. New England Revolution 2, they can be eliminated with either a draw or a loss by weekend's end. North Texas, they can only be eliminated by a loss by the end of the weekend. A lot of that has to do with what Union Omaha and Richmond do in their matches, since those are the top 2 teams in terms of points entering the weekend. Renix, quick turn, looking downfield. He'll play it off to Presley. Fires a bender right off the bar. Revs 2 with their 3rd shot from beyond the box. 2 of them testing Aviles, and 1, of course, in the net. You see the success rate for Revs 2, how important that first goal was. The earliest of the season. North Texas, this has been their trouble on the road. 1, 3, and 2 in conceding for the first goal of the match. All 3 of their losses this season coming on the road, and of course they gave up the first goal in all those meetings. Now the 1 win you saw in that stat, funny enough, was against Revs 2 earlier this season, having to come back in that one. Excuse me, that's one of the 2 draws that they had. 1 comeback victory. Gave up that early PK against Chattanooga of late. And then 3 straight goals in that battle. Scored 4 minutes later, to their credit, off a free kick by Arturo Rodriguez. Right now they are in control in the 19th minute. North Texas, they've had their opportunities towards the box, just not able to turn into chances just yet. This ball over the top. Bell, a header, and clear with the volley. Now wide, good through ball towards Ryo. Bell got a touch. No, it's off of Ryo, and it will be a throw-in. Let's take a look at that shot off the post by Presley. He's had a couple of rockets early on so far. Watch the way this ball bends. Just the wrong way for him. And now replay. Another foul and already another talking to this evening. As Thomas Roberts is the subject of the discussion. And we'll get going again with Revs 2 in possession. There's Maciel, a player they have dropping back a bit more, Climpier said, this second half of the season to help out the keeper in the back line. Cleared by Burgess, and it's a throw-in in the final third. Revs 2 using the best plan of attack against North Texas so far. Just don't let them have the ball. North Texas, the top offense. League One entering the weekend by far. About 0.4 goals per game, the margin between them and second place. They're at 1.77 goals per game. More like the stats we saw from them last year in their title run. Would be very fun to see them. Another rematch with Greenville in the final if they're able to continue this magical run. Now Bruce getting some possession going for North Texas. Cirillo. Roberts, some room in front of him, steps up. Roberts still with it. Maciel coming to the rescue. Manjoma gets it tackled away. It's a corner kick for North Texas SC. Arturo Rodriguez heading over to take it. Rodriguez whips it in. Burgess there. There will be another corner kick. It looked like he got the headed shot off, and it went off a Revs 2 player. Back where we started. Again, entering today, North Texas 3 points higher than Revs 2. This ball in, headed away by Verfurth. Back to midfield. Verfurth leading Revs 2 in clearances this season with 60. This ball is chopped back over to Meyer. Fabulous, tough spot there with the pressure from Renix. Cirillo keeps it in play. Pressure coming up the field for Revs 2. Now Hernandez trying to break free. Roberts chips it to the right side. Manjoma, the right back, up ahead. Through ball to Bruce, a bit too far. These two sides both will have 2 matches next week. Finish out the season. North Texas makeup of a postponement at Madison on Wednesday. We're finishing out the season against Tormenta, and then New England 2, they start the week on Wednesday against Tormenta before finishing it against Madison on the road. Of course, Tormenta, unfortunately, out of the playoff discussion at this point, but Madison right in the middle of it. They need a lot of help this weekend to avoid elimination. For most of these teams, they really need a Richmond loss to Tormenta. So a lot of these teams, they'll become Tormenta fans tomorrow, I guess, and then that'll go to the wayside next week when they face Tormenta on the same pitch. It's a free kick. North Texas setting up shop here in the 26th minute. Still 1-0 to New England Revolution 2. An early goal by Rivera. Roberts over the ball. His teammates work their way away from there. They'll chip this to the right side. Rivera with the header goes out for a throw-in. And we're headed the other way. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com. The ball now going the other way. Not sure what happened there. Refs 2 taking quite a few moments there to take the throw-in. Mentioned in our Geico keys to the game, New England 2 saying they want to speed up North Texas, force them to make their decisions more quickly or play more directly because of that. So far this press has done the job. North Texas a bit rattled from playing in the back. Rayo, good back heel. Majoma, right over to Mendonça. Out of play, throw in for Revs 2. Revs are 2-4-1 at home here at Gillette Stadium this season. Those 2 wins against Greenville early on. One of the Triumph's 2 losses this year. 1-0 that victory, and then last week's 4-1 victory over Fort Lauderdale. Now Roberts brought down by Mendonça. Providence College player. Bell. Here's Rivera. Goes down, Rayo takes it back. Maciel back over to his keeper, Meyer. With this recent run of form, now 5 clean sheets this season for Revs 2. It's been the problem this year is the defense allowing chances. Stats a bit skewed away from this recent run of form, but last in League One in shots per game allowed and shots on goal allowed. Giving them a 1.46 GAA. Last 4 games, much different, just allowing the 1 goal against Fort Lauderdale. Here's Bell, UMBC player in college. Here's Waldeck. Former Stanford defender. Now Rodriguez cutting in, but Sea Revs too quick to get back and in formation. Hernandez tripped up, colliding with Spalding. Now Renix goes down on the run. This will be a yellow against Hernandez and hopefully nothing more for Revs 2. And it will be a yellow card here early on for Nikki Hernandez. In his 7th start of the season on the NL replay. Pretty late challenge there to slow up the transition attack of Renix. And that will bring us into our hydration break for tonight's action and here in the first half. Well, 3 matches coming your way tomorrow in USL League One. We'll start over at CHI Memorial Stadium. Chattanooga and Madison doing battle. And for Madison, their 3rd game this week. Tough stretch to end out the campaign as they went up 1-0 against Chattanooga. That ended up being the final score. The rebound, unfortunately for Mangles, put in by Vang and the Pink Kits out there. And for Madison, they need to win out the rest of the way. Chattanooga, a little bit of wiggle room if Richmond or Omaha slip along the way. But 2 teams that need to get back to their winning ways. Madison, 2 straight draws, Sunday against Omaha, Wednesday against Fort Lauderdale. And Chattanooga, they had that postponed match against Orlando City B. But before that, 3 consecutive losses. They're going to need a couple wins and a lot of help to end out their season to make the final. So we start with Chattanooga and Madison, 1 p.m. Eastern time for you. Before we head over to City Stadium, the Richmond Kickers back at home against Tormenta, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Tucson and Orlando, the only match that does not have playoff implications. 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, last match of the season for FC Tucson, and then Greenville and Omaha end out the weekend on Sunday. And if Richmond slips up along the way, it would be Omaha that makes the final. So that a preview of a potential final. Hernandez cuts it back over. Now Presley. Che from the back. Up the sideline, and now a long ball down the sideline. Rayo on the run against Spalding. Held up well, though, by the Revs left back. Hernandez steps up, fires one in there. A curler towards Rodriguez. He'll get this one in the corner. Rodriguez floats it in. Bruce a header, but stopped in its tracks by Meyer for the save. Good look for Bruce, but not enough power there on the initial service. Bruce now 3 goals on the season, 2 assists. Someone who has found some goal-scoring success with the addition of Rodriguez in the lineup. Mendonça to the right side. Presley, some open room. Closed quickly by Waldeck. Firmino, through ball, almost finding its way through. Cirillo there. Out of play and back to North Texas. Fans, make sure to follow Revs 2, North Texas SC, and the rest of USL League One all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch League One live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Of course, you can catch the rest of USL Championship playoffs along with the USL League One Final the next few weeks on ESPN Plus. Renix slipping up in the box, nearly a great chance. Now Rivera back with it, over to Firmino. Rivera. Out of play, it will stay with the home side. So far, 3 shots, 2 on target for Revs 2. All 3 of those shots coming in about the first 15 minutes of this match. And North Texas equaling that total. 3 shots, 2 on target. No goals to show for it just yet. Aviles from the back. Scooped again, finding Rayo on the run against Bell. That did go out though. Revs 2 with the throw-in. It's been the problem for North Texas. They're trying to play over the top, but can't seem to find the right area, the right space to move into. Closed down quickly by these Revs 2 defenders. North Texas, when you make them play directly like this, usually means you're doing a good job with the pressure. Team that likes to build up with the short passing from the back. As Bell steps up here around Roberts. And Spalding has to come back for this throw-in. Getting it from his head coach, Clint P.A. Spent 5 years playing for DC United in his career. Part of the Bruce Arena coaching tree. Now settling in with Arena at New England Revolution. Out of play and a throw-in. Quinones will take it, one of the young talents on this Revs 2 side, 17 years old, making his 11th start of the campaign. Rivera fires again from deep. That one skips wide. Nearly the same spot as before. Looking for his brace. Let's look at the NL replay. Cutting through the defenders and putting that just wide. New England homegrown signing last November. Has 40 goals in his Revolution Academy career. There's Mendonça. Firth, another one of those former Loudon players. And Revs 2. Firmino. Out to Rivera. Maciel. Can't handle that pass though, Hernandez. Cirillo. And North Texas will build from the back. There's Rodriguez, that's who you want with the ball in space. Waldeck helping out with the run up the field. Rodriguez can't get there. Quinones there, and a shove from behind will bring the foul. See the frustration there for the 2019 League One MVP. Led the league in assists and created chances last year. Almost into the top 3 and created chances for the 2020 season despite playing less than half the matches so far for North Texas. Not usually a great sign when it's a time-wasting talking to here in the 41st minute. Nonetheless, for Firth sending it down the field. Firmino. Spalding back towards Firmino. Now Rivera. Deflected a bit there by Roberts, but it finds Presley anyway. A great move by Presley. Firmino. Presley towards the end line, puts it over, still alive. Volleyed up there. Big kick by Rayo. This won't be going anywhere though. And back up the field, there a look at Eric Quill, head coach of North Texas SC. Led them to the title last year. Team didn't look so hot, not as maybe coordinated as the team last year. A lot of chemistry in there from that 2019 side. A lot of new faces here in 2020. The thing is, some of those faces from 2019 came back to the fold in 2020, added a couple new talents as well, and they have found their mold, their chemistry out there for this late run in the season. Now they need to find that equalizing goal. Roberts stepping up against Bell, knocked back over. Again, North Texas having a tough time breaking down this Revs 2 defense as Cirillo works it to the back. Waldeck cross in, back post, headed away. Hernandez. Bruce. Couldn't get the combo play working. That far side of the field, both fullbacks, one either side, playing almost like forwards at times. Eddie Mondroma, number 26 of North Texas, launching up the field, and you'll see Ryan Spalding of Revs 2. It's where the two teams are trying to exploit things with those balls over the top. Now we're on the near side. Rodriguez cutting in. Back over, Roberts right there. Goes down, but it is a goal kick. Keegan-Meyer back over the ball. 23-year-old. Another foul. Both teams struggling to find their chances in the last few minutes. As we approach halftime, just like that. Now Rodriguez. Once again, North Texas losing the ball. Here comes Rivera down the field. Here's Presley. Plays the ball in, cleared by Che. Well, we're into our United Healthcare stoppage time here at Gillette Stadium. Renix has it knocked back by Hernandez to Aviles, and that will end the attack. Manjoma on the run. Cross deflected, it seems, and it will be a corner kick for the away side. Eddie Manjoma, another SMU product. 12 goals, 22 assists in his career. At the college level. Conference Defensive Player of the Year as well. Now it's Rodriguez over the ball. 21-year-old. Ball sent in. And a volleyed opportunity by Che. Slipped under it and out of play as Meyer will prepare for this goal kick. Well, it was a fast start, to say the least, to our match to begin things. Slowed down considerably as both teams eye each other, trying to break each other down, and just haven't been able to. Outside of that Rivera shot from outside the box. Both sides with 2 shots on goal so far. And there's our halftime whistle. 1-0 to Revs 2 as we enter the locker room. A cannon from Rivera and a couple of other tests as well for Aviles and North Texas. Right now it's Revs 2 in control. 1-0 at the break as we begin our halftime, presented by Gillette, proud partner of the New England Revolution. PA has to be proud of that start to the night for Revs 2. Both sides really need a win by the end of the night. Can North Texas come back, equalize, and get on top? We'll see. But for now, it's halftime at Gillette Stadium. We'll be back with you with news and notes around USL League One. Their earliest goal. Welcome back here into our Gillette halftime report. Complicated, to say the least, is this League One playoff picture. 6 teams still vying for that spot to take on the Greenville Triumph on October 30th in the final. Let's break it down for you, starting with the team in the driver's seat, the Richmond Kickers. They can clinch that final spot with 2 wins in their final 3. Of course, they would love to get more than that in their final 3 matches. They are the team with the most possible points remaining. They can get up to 32. The key is they've had 2 losses in their last 3, struggling a bit since Ian Antley went down with injury and now still trying to tweak things in there. They had the loss to North Texas, but they can bounce back against Tormenta tomorrow. And if they get that win against Tormenta, that would put a lot of teams in line to be eliminated this weekend. So they start there. They can build from it with 2 other matches coming next week. Heading over to Omaha, the Owls putting the most pressure on Richmond, equal at 23 points entering the weekend. But the key here for the Owls, they have 1 match less remaining than the Richmond Kickers, just 2. 1 against Greenville, 1 against Fort Lauderdale on the final day of the season. A Fort Lauderdale side they recently beat 3-2 on the road. The key here, though, is if Richmond does beat Tormenta tomorrow, then Omaha losing to Greenville on Sunday, they would be eliminated because of a lack of matches remaining, of course. So a lot on the line for them as they head to the upstate of South Carolina on Sunday. They've been one of the top defenses in the entire league, so we would love to see them in the League One final. Heading over to North Texas, surging up the table with recent wins over Fort Lauderdale, Richmond, and Chattanooga. 3 straight for Eric Quill on their side. Top offense in the league with 1.77 goals per game. They need to win out, get some help with a Richmond loss or 2 down the stretch as well. Chattanooga, really a complicated bunch as we head towards the end of the season. They will be eliminated with a draw or loss against Madison, plus either Richmond or Omaha winning over the weekend. They have a max of 27 possible points as we enter the final, the second to last weekend of the season, I should say. What complicates things after their 3 straight losses recently, they do have that postponed match against Orlando sitting on the wayside as we still wait for that one to be rescheduled. So if they can put some pressure on the rest of the bunch at the top in these final 2 matches, then surely they will need that one to be played and get a win out of it. Nicholas Firmino and New England, too, holding on hope. A loss here today or even a draw, and they could be eliminated by the end of the weekend. So not much room for mistakes at the end of the day. They do have 4 straight wins, 3 of which on the road against contenders, Omaha, Richmond included, along with Orlando 1-0 on the road, and throw a Fort Lauderdale victory as well last week in there. And Clint PA has their bunch going on all cylinders. The problem is it too little too late for them. Really struggled to start the year, but they are coming into form late on, and we would love to see them in there. A hot bunch just like North Texas, putting some pressure on these other squads in contention. Finally, Forward Madison, a win on Wednesday against Fort Lauderdale really would have helped them. They only get a point out of the match. They gave up 2 goals, ending their 3 clean sheet streak at 3 here this week. A draw or loss at Chattanooga, plus Richmond or Omaha having any points going their way, wins or draws would eliminate them. They're right on the edge. They need to win out, get some help along the way. So they and New England, too, probably the teams outside looking in the most as we check out the profiles of each team. We start with the 2 top contenders right now, Richmond and Omaha. Again, equal at 23 points on the table, but Richmond in the driver's seat with 3 matches remaining. Omaha has 2. They'll play on Sunday, and they'll get to know what Richmond did against Tormenta as well in the Saturday matchup tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, Richmond, if they get 6 points out of their final 9, they would be into the final. Now the final 4 bunch. North Texas probably the best chance there, especially if they end up getting the win tonight to launch themselves into the discussion. For Chattanooga, remember, they face Richmond on the final match day, so they can really have their say against the Kickers. New England, too. Madison rounding out the bunch. They need some desperate help in the end, along with some wins to get into that final. Well, coming up here from Gillette Stadium, we'll have more coverage, news, and notes from around USL League One. Of course, also in a few minutes, your highlights and stats from the first half.
Takes a shot, and it's in the back of the net. And a timing stop. Looks the goal, shoots it. Unbelievable.
Save made.
Unbelievable. Makes the save.
Oh, what a goal. Knocked away.
It's in the back of the net.
What a goal there.
And pushed aside.
Trying to pick up the top corner. It's in off the post. What a hit that is! And blocked on his left foot. Liati, saved by Jay.
Rodriguez scoops it in there, headed free, and shot and put in! Oh, what a goal! It's Burgess in his second appearance for North Texas SC. Angle last year. Fires it on that huge save by Fitzgerald.
Carbon copies of each other. It's a matter of who will score first. Maybe it's here, the shot, and that will be the first goal. Fox, volley by Vignal, still loose. Micheletto tries something incredible and nearly has it. To the save at full stretch by Marancio.
Time for news and notes from around USL League One. Greenville Triumph still awaiting their opponent in the final. They can clinch home field advantage for that final coming up on October 30th with any points against Omaha and also potentially any drop points by the Richmond Kickers against Tormenta. Tomorrow, 6 teams vying for that second spot in the final, 2 of them in front of us today, and we should have a better picture with the scenarios after we have this result in front of us between New England 2 and North Texas in the second half to come. Player of the Week honors going to Firmino of New England 2. Solid showing for him in the 4-1 victory over Fort Lauderdale CF last week. He's up there, Team of the Week, of course, as Player of the Week. Teammate Thiago Mendonça up there among the center backs as he moved to the back line, showed that midfielder mentality to move the ball around quickly, according to Clint PA, and got up there in Team of the Week's great showing by the Portuguese midfielder. Terzaghi up at 10 goals after his PK conversion against North Texas SC. Lopez Espin still at 7, Greg Hurst at 6. Lachlan McLean, solid showing for the striker against Tucson. He's up at 6 now, contending for second or third. His teammate Dallas J still leading the GAA battle at 0.57. Amal Knight up there for FC Tucson, having started at least half the matches this season, and Rashid Nuhu is third up there. So first and third in the GAA battle, those two defenses going at it on Sunday at Legacy Early College. Gillette scoreboard, here are the recent matches. Madison up there twice. A packed week for Darryl Shore in the squad, but only 2 points to show for it out of 2 matches so far. They need a win against Chattanooga coming up tomorrow, and you can see Greenville, Tucson, a draw, and North Texas, their big victory over Richmond, launching them all the way up to 4th as we enter tonight. Looking at our Empower retirement standings, North Texas, Revs 2, hanging on there, trying to battle for that second spot, but it's Richmond and Omaha, as we mentioned, in the driver's seat, trying to find that matchup with Greenville coming up on October 30th. Well, the League One schedule this weekend, 3 matches for you tomorrow on your Saturday, and then 1 on Sunday. Taking a look at the Gillette upcoming schedule. You'll start with Chattanooga and Madison, Richmond and Tormenta, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Tucson, their final match of the season against OCB. Unfortunately, both those teams not in the playoff picture, and we finish off Greenville and Omaha. Potential look at the final to come if Omaha can find some success in their final few matches Sunday afternoon. Coming up, we'll have highlights and stats for you here from Gillette Stadium. Welcome back here into our Gillette halftime report. 1-0 to Revs 2 at the half over North Texas SC. Let's take a look at our first half highlights presented by Gillette, proud partner of the New England Revolution. Got started early for Revs 2. 3 chances in about the first 12 or so minutes. We head quickly to the 9th minute and a giveaway at the back for North Texas. Not something we've really seen from them since earlier this season. And Rivera, he pounces, heading up towards the box and puts that one in. Great bending look past Aviles. Let's take another look at it. And Rivera gets Revs 2 on the board early, 1-0. Presley, though, meanwhile, he had some opportunities on the wing on either side. Nearly got Revs 2 on the board, or even the insurance tally, jumping to the 12th minute, though. It was North Texas trying to get the equalizer. Roberts, the end line, puts it in there, and Meyer sends it away in the 17th. Then it was Presley down this right wing. And watch the bend on this ball. Bet the wrong way, but off the post, and in favor of North Texas, it stays 1-1 to Revs 2. But Presley, he's been strong on the wing so far. Most of the shots coming from outside of the box for Revs 2 early in this match. Let's take a look at our Geico first half stats. Proud partner of the New England Revolution. North Texas 4 shots, 2 on target. Both sides seeing the same amount of chances to this point, but Revs 2 just putting one in. North Texas not chances of the higher quality compared to Revs 2, as New England has seen probably the best chances mostly in transition to this point. Keep in mind, a win for either side would go a long way. A loss, though, and they could be eliminated by weekend and Revs 2 right now. A win would put them at 20 points on the table, equal with that of North Texas SC. First of 3 matches remaining. Both these teams' schedules in 2020. Last home match for Revs 2 this season. North Texas will finish the season at home next weekend. Waiting on Adam Kilpatrick with a whistle tonight at Gillette Stadium. Whistle blows, and we're underway. Second half action. Revs 2 up 1-0 on the Rivera goal. And I'm Chris Pekovic, happy to have you with us as we kick off our next to last League One weekend of 2020 here in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Offsides flag to kick off the second half. Again, a draw or a loss for Revs 2. They could be eliminated with that by the end of the weekend, but right now they're up 1-0. North Texas only has the possibility of getting eliminated from playoff contention this weekend if they do lose this match. Right now, of course, if you look at the scoreline, they're in line for that possibility. 2 teams, both with sharp win streaks of late. 3 straight for North Texas, 4 straight for the home side, Revs 2. It's North Texas on the break here. Waldeck overlapping run. He'll send the cross in, deflected up by Firmino, still in there. Mondroma stepped up, fires, and the bender is wide. Well, we saw him have that magical goal from a similar spot in the victory over Richmond. Nearly got on the end of that one there with his first touch. Eric Quill telling us this week that they welcome that instinct to put one in the net or create that offensive opportunity. He says all he needs, though, is his team to recognize that and fill in the gap left by the player going up the field. There's one player that goes up the field. It's Eddie Mondroma. Over the top, Rennick's on the run against Che. Rennick gets there. The former Indiana player in college. Here's Rivera. Maciel will slow it down. So far, the story of this match, probably the defense of Revs 2. They have looked sharp. Of course, I mentioned 1-4 straight. 3 of those clean sheets, they've given up 1 goal in their last 4. Now Rodriguez. Done a great job getting behind the ball. Pierre told us this week that he has loved their growth defensively. What he's hoping for more growth in is the transition defense. They've done a good job of slowing down North Texas when they do find those breaks down the field so far. It's the first of 5 matchups in USL League One this weekend. We'll be back with you on ESPN Plus tomorrow in the early afternoon, 1 p.m. start on the East Coast between Chattanooga and Madison. Hernandez finding some room, stepping up. Nikki Hernandez through the gap, pokes it on and in. Hernandez equalizes here in the 49th. He equalized against Tucson late in that match to get a point for North Texas, and now he does it on the road against New England too. Watch him break down the New England back line. Great footwork and pokes it on by Meyer. It was a dream start to the match for New England Revolution 2. A dream start to the second half for North Texas. This is what we saw them do against Chattanooga to get the victory a few matches ago. 1-1 at the break. They came out for the second half and put 2 goals in the first 12 minutes. Is that the theme tonight as well? Nikki Hernandez, his second of the season. 22-year-old making his 7th start overall. One of those new faces that joined about mid-season. Eric Quill on his side. Spent the last 3 years playing at SMU. Could have played this fall, but chose to go the route of North Texas SC. Eric Quill telling us that he was a player certainly he had his eye on for next year. Someone he says checks all the boxes here at the pro level. Majoma unable to hold that one as Revs 2 get the throw in. Foul call, back over to Revs 2. Mendonça taking the free kick. Rennick centrally moving the ball. No one there, though. Maybe wanted the run of Firmino. Rivera somehow keeping that in play. Spalding. Presley does enough there to get it over to Quinones. Now Roberts. They've come out full sprint with the press in the second half. That was a topic of discussion for us with Eric Quill ahead of the Chattanooga match, where they saw a lot of injuries go their way. Said they really wanted to conserve their energy in the first half and catch the opposing defense off guard in the second half by coming out with the full press. Seems like they're doing that here tonight. It's worked to their advantage so far. It's 1-1. As they intercept yet another ball here in the 52nd. Eric Quill wasn't pleased with their second half performance against Richmond. Thought they were brilliant in the first half. But he was proud of the reaction he saw from his squad. Despite the win, 2-1, he saw a lot of frustrated faces, heads down following that win. And he said it's a great sign as a coach. It means they want more, they want perfection. That's something he saw in his title-winning side last year. They did give up the PK opportunity to Emiliano Terzaghi in that second half. Now Roberts out of play. That's the game that really hinges on a lot of these playoff scenarios for a lot of these teams keeping their hopes alive. That Richmond Tormenta game tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time at City Stadium. Richmond 2 losses in their last 3, trying to bounce back, get some consistency going, headed towards the final. But a lot of these teams, the other 5 teams chasing that other final spot, they're all Tormenta fans tomorrow, to say the least. Richmond has 32 possible points, as we went through at the halftime report. And the other 2 teams closest to them, Omaha and North Texas, both have 29 possible points. So in your head, automatically you say, well, a loss, 3 points, there you go. And Richmond down at 29. They need to win 2 of their final 3 to clinch the spot. Again, the USL League One final coming up for you Friday, October 30th. ESPN Plus, ESPN Deportes as well. Awesome to see League One headed over to ESPN Deportes. Roberts end line, puts it over, knocked down and out of play. It's a corner kick for North Texas as Meyer got a touch. And Greenville in that final, waiting to see their opponent. Any drop points by Richmond tomorrow, or Greenville a draw or win on Sunday, and they will host that final. Ball sent in. Shea heads it up, still alive. Meyer flies in and grabs it, headed to the ground. It's Hernandez. And Revs 2 checking on the keeper. He will be checked on for a potential head injury as he maybe made some contact with the post. Meyer tries to shake this one off. Revs 2 really light at keeper now, with Joe Rice going down a few matches ago. Matthew Tibbetts, young goalkeeper out of the Revs Academy, available on the bench. Near the back of his head coming off of that post. So he put his body on the line to take down that ball, keep it away from Hernandez. Great to see that Meyer will be able to continue. Part of a great run by Des Moines Menace back in 2018. USL League 2 playoffs, getting to the Central Conference Final, making 9 appearances. Once again, North Texas with the interception. Now Rivera, back the other way we go. Renix on the run into the box. Renix blocked in the end by Aviles, getting off his line. Cirillo knocked back over. Revs 2 in business. Firmino. Rivera. Not much there. Arturo Rodriguez sprinting down the field. Waldeck overlapping. Rodriguez fires it into the stands. Seems like that's a golden spot on the field. Everyone wants a chance from that point so far. So far, just that Rivera goal, his second of the season. Mendonça plays the ball up ahead. Here is Rivera. Spalding, a good run next to him, lays it off. Spalding in there, Cirillo the touch. Out of play, we have a corner kick for Revs 2, presented by JetBlue. Proud partner of the New England Revolution. Presley over to take it, 1 assist, second on the team with 13 created chances this season and his 14 appearances. Presley puts it in there. Brought down and cleared up into the night by Che. Bruce can't do much with it. Presley 1v1 with Che. Presley still fires. Knocked up into the air. Che keeps it away from Firmino. It goes out, throwing revs. Maciel. Now wide again with Presley working against Waldeck. Puts the ball in, it goes out. And it will be a corner kick in favor of Revs 2. Again presented by JetBlue, proud partner of the New England Revolution. Going the short route, trying to squeeze it in. They're back where we started, JetBlue corner kick. Ball lofted in this time around, headed by Verfurth over the crossbar. Aviles was there as well. Goal kick. The 2020 League One season concludes in historic fashion with the league's first national TV broadcast. Don't miss the top two teams in the league compete for the 2020 League One title on both ESPN Plus and the ESPN Deportes at 8 p.m. Eastern on October 30th. You know it's Greenville there. Who will join them? Find out a lot this weekend. Right now, both these sides in contention. New England 2 trying to get back on top, but the Revs unable to find the opportunity there on that cross. Presley. Now Roberts, Rodriguez. Good tracking back by Quinones, and he draws the foul as well against Rodriguez. Maciel will take this free kick. The Brazilian at just 20 years old. Leads the team in interceptions with 31 at the number 6 spot. Now Firmino stepping up for Revs 2. Spalding, quick turn, pressure on Che. He'll sky this out of play. 16 years old, Justin Che. He's been a key contributor. 14th start of the campaign for him. For the 16-year-old, listen to this. Leads North Texas in clearances, blocks, and interceptions this season. He has an assist as well. Mendonça stepping up, fires, but off target. Che began the season as a fullback, moved over to center back as we've gone on. Position that FC Dallas, as an overall organization, sees him more at as he progresses ahead with North Texas SC. Now Roberts, out wide, Rodriguez, cuts back. Fires Rodriguez, what a bender, but it's wide. Meyer going full stretch trying to stop that one. Nearly the same spot as before for Rodriguez. Let's take a look at the NL replay. Great look. Foul called as Waldeck went down. Back to midfield we go. Ryo running down the field. Offsides flag is up. A spot in the USL Championship Final is on the line next weekend with the Championship Conference Finals beginning Saturday, October 24th. Be part of the conversation and watch every match, every goal, every save, and every celebration on ESPN Plus on the way to the USL Championship Final, November 1st at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. There's the conference semis be going on this weekend in the USL Championship. First time that final will be on an ESPN network. Again, that's Sunday, November 1st. We will have a sub here for North Texas SC. Aldo Damos entering the match, as Jabron Ryo on his birthday week will be ending his night early. Here comes Damos onto the field. Has been coming off the bench now in the last couple matches after missing out the Chattanooga match. His substitution presented by Santander, proud partner of the New England Revolution. Damos, of course, won the Golden Boot last year, 5 goals, 3 assists this season. Leads North Texas SC in both categories. Had a brace against Fort Lauderdale a few weeks ago. Through ball on the run goes Firmino to the end line. Not much in the box though, and it's cleared. Shot from deep, Mendonça puts it wide. Well, everyone wants a banger here today at Gillette Stadium. Mendonça, 1 goal, 2 assists this season. Again, the USL Championship Conference semifinals underway this weekend. Watch that along with the 3 matches. USL League One tomorrow. That ball goes out of play. Louisville and St. Louis, Tampa Bay, Charleston, El Paso, New Mexico, and then ending out the night, Reno and Phoenix doing battle. Funny thing is, a lot of those are rematches from group play. So last weekend kind of shown was maybe the top groups in USL Championship during the restart. Mendonça out wide to Rivera as North Texas tracking back here in the 67th. Mendonça plays it to left side to Firmino. Spalding. Mendonça to the right side. Quinones stepping up the right back. Plays it into the box, headed away by Che. Presley puts it in there, but the only one there, Aviles. No one else making the run. Just joining us, North Texas responding to start out the second half. Hernandez with a run into the box and poking it home. Through ball to Bruce is blocked. Back with Roberts stepping up. Rodriguez some room on the wing. Puts it ahead, Roberts end line. Pokes it back over, cleared by Verfurth. Presley. Foul called on Burgess. That's a free kick to Revs 2. North Texas always so good on the road here in League One. Among clubs in their second season in League One, best win percentage at 45%. That means 9 wins out of a total of 20 games. Revs 2, tangling with that here today. Olympier and their side, the largest win streak alive at the moment in League One. 4. Last year we saw Lansing Ignite get to 6 straight wins. Eric Quill and his side, if they do get another goal, would be their 4th straight victory. Here's Rivera cutting in. Bruce gets a lucky hop there around Verfurth, but it's knocked away by the center back. Mendonça stepping up. Through ball. Rennick's on the run, but there's Aviles. Rodriguez on the run. Left side cutting in again. Rodriguez bends this one. Oh, what a save. Keegan Meyer coming to the rescue. Corner kick for North Texas. That has to be the 3rd time we've seen Rodriguez take that shot from that spot. And this time probably the best of the bunch as Meyer has to parry that away. Rodriguez puts it over top of the box. Waldeck, maybe a set play there, but quickly stopped by Revs 2 as they brought the press up the field. Out of play, it goes to North Texas. Another sub for North Texas SC. Benny Redsick will come on now. 3 goals this season, tied for the team lead in created chances with 13. More of a 1v1 winger to stretch the field. And that substitution presented by Santander, proud partner of the New England Revolution. He's making appearance number 12 on the season. Manjoma on the run, forces the touch from Spalding out of play. Maciel to the right wing, a bit too much heat on it though for Presley. Here's Redsick looking downfield. Has Rodriguez to his left, that's where he goes. And past Redsick. And Danza the interception, and now Rivera. Cirillo ahead, good run by Damas. He's up ahead towards the box. Damas in there. But his cross is blocked by Spalding. It's a little bit too wide of a run there by Damas initially. Presley. Firmino, good run by Presley up ahead, but Firmino keeps it. Firmino lays it in there, but no one on the backside. On the road, can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, and Rodney Marsh. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. Your home for the USL finals to come as we hit that Halloween weekend. Another good steal by Cirillo. Over the top, Damas is there, has to put on the Jets. Stopped by Bell, no call, and we play on. Out of play here in the 75th minute. As we approach that second half hydration break, we will have a substitution for Revs 2. Alongo and Angking. Angking, his second match coming off the bench after he makes his way back from injury. Both these substitutions presented by Santander Bank, proud partner of the New England Revolution. Alongo, another good offensive threat up at the top. 1 goal, 1 assist this season. And it will be Rivera that makes way, the early goal scorer, and what a goal it was. And King, such a key threat in that game against North Texas earlier this year. After that injury, has had to work his way back through training. Clint P.A. saying he's kind of in preseason mode in a way, trying to get his legs back under him for the final few matches. Hydration break time here in the second half. 1-1 North Texas and New England 2. So a couple matches to come for either side. They'll have 2 next week each side. Tonight being one of their last 3. Upcoming schedule for Revs 2, presented by Gillette. Both on the road at Tormenta Wednesday night and then at Madison next Saturday on the final match day of the League One season. Weirdly enough, North Texas, they have the same opponents on the other side, except in reverse order, of course. So they'll have that match that was postponed. They'll play that on Wednesday at Madison, and then they finish out the season against Tormenta next Saturday. So you look at Ian Cameron's Tormenta, they're going to have a lot of say in this playoff chase. Richmond and then North Texas and New England 2, they'll see. But here tonight, Rivera, he had the opening goal for us back in the 9th minute. Great curler. Rodriguez has been trying to hit that same shot this second half a couple of times, but Rivera hit it to start off the match. 1-0 to Revs 2. And then North Texas, they would respond early in the second half. And this great run by Nikki Hernandez. Take a look at this as he dices up the back line and pokes through a shot. 1-1 just like that outside of the halftime break. Back underway here after the hydration break. 1-1 North Texas and New England 2. 2 teams of the 6 that are in contention for that second spot in the League One final. A win by either side will be massive towards their playoff hopes. A loss, Damas getting a touch there and blocking away. A loss by either side. And it would mean their playoff hopes could come to an end by the end of the weekend. A draw is more detrimental to New England too. There is a path to being eliminated with that this weekend. North Texas would still be alive since they're up at 20 points entering tonight's match. Here comes Redzik. Redzik cutting inside, back to the outside. Redzik on the run. Knocked off bounds, and it is a goal kick. Very high press coming for North Texas. Now Rodriguez on the right side with Benny Redzik on the left. Two teams separated by 3 points, both in playoff contention, both need a win. That goes out of play. Anking had to come off for a moment. Trying to get back on the field. Quinones. Long go, out wide, Rennick stuck in the corner, keeps it in play. They're throwing to North Texas. North Texas so far tonight, 10 shots, 4 on target. New England Revolution 2, 8 shots, 2 on target. North Texas, 6 shots, 2 on target in the second half. Two teams that give up goals and score goals quite a lot in the final 15 minutes of matches, but a lot of those stats, of course, skewed before these recent runs of form where we've seen these defenses really sharpen their skills. That ball out of play. It's a quarter kick for North Texas SC. Roberts nearby, Rodriguez. Scoops it in there, headed away by Damas. Couldn't get that on target. Hernandez could keep his run alive. Now Damas up ahead. And Spalding, it went out. Goal kick. Good play between Maciel and Mendonça to keep play alive for Revs 2. And King. Mendonça, too heavy on the touch, brought down by Redzik. Free kick to Revs 2. Let's take another look on the NL replay. Very late challenge by Redzik. And King over this ball. Scoops it in. Headed up and over the crossbar by Burgess, it seems, and a collision between Che and Aviles. Meanwhile, that ball closer to an own goal than anything. It was Burgess getting that out of play, but then Che falling underneath Aviles. Now North Texas tending to two of their key defensive players that have been so important to this recent run. Avila is trying to walk this one off, wearing the captain's armband tonight. Che will stay on the field. Ball lofted in. Mendonça gets it back. Firmino. Shot comes, but out of play. Alisson and Bonilla getting set to come on. Both substitutions presented by Santander Bank, proud partner of the New England Revolution. Roberts and Cirillo off here in the 85th. See how this changes things in the lineup. Bonilla more of a wing back. Alisson, though, right in his place in the midfield. Redzik in the box, dicing up traffic, top of the box. Rodriguez fires, deflected off of his teammate Hernandez. Hernandez plays it ahead. Out of play. Great opportunity for Rodriguez that was on goal, but blocked by his teammate. Hernandez, wrong place at the wrong time. Now the day is over for Renix, and the youngster Louis coming on. That substitution presented by Santander Bank, proud partner of the New England Revolution. Louis at just 15 years old, originally from Haiti, before coming to Massachusetts. And King. Here comes North Texas, chipped in there, knocked away by Verfurth. Rodriguez plays it over, Bonilla back over. Manjoma fires through the legs, and it's saved by Meyer. Manjoma moving up the field a bit with this new lineup, with the substitutions. Bonilla tracking this one down from his right back spot against Malongo. Mendonça. And King tries to play it back, but couldn't get enough on that touch. Rodriguez tiptoeing the sideline. Only Damas is up there with him. Now Manjoma offering a target. He gets in the box. Manjoma on the run. Meyer there off the post. Spalding knocks it back over and deflected out of play. What an opportunity And player down for North Texas on the NL replay. Let's take a look at all this. What a pass in there to Manjoma. Flixes it off the post, off Spalding, off of the face of Rodriguez and out of play, and he's down. Good to see him back on his feet. A brief scare, if that. But what an opportunity for North Texas. Not sure how Rodriguez angled that pass through traffic to Manjoma, and not sure how Manjoma got that shot off through Meyer off the post. But some life late for North Texas here in the 89th. Now Redzik heads it up. Damas on the run, and a touch by Verfurth enough. Waldeck. Spalding, Firmino, Malongo, Alisson has his pass deflected. Quinones, Hernandez. Donsa went down for Firth, back over to his keeper. Meyer handles the bouncing ball well. Louis. Our United Healthcare stoppage time, 3 minutes from Gillette Stadium for you. Deadlocked 1 apiece. New England 2 scoring early. North Texas SC scoring to start the second half. Alisson. He'll give way to his keeper for this free kick. Aviles towards the box. Headed up, still alive, but no out of play. With a touch from the center back, Burgess. Time dwindling for both sides. Neither side can be eliminated tonight, but a draw would put New England Revolution 2 in line to potentially be eliminated from playoff contention by the end of the weekend. Spalding, Malongo, and line puts it in there and cleared. North Texas back the other way, 90 seconds left in stoppage time. Now Hernandez stepping up, through ball. Rodriguez the run all the way down the right flank. Knocked back by Spalding, good move, and cleared. Finding Malongo. 4v3, but one of those 3 enough to get a stop. North Texas really caught out in that moment. Malongo. Louis nearest to him. Back where we started. Now Spalding will take it. Some more numbers forward for Revs 2. And King losing it right there to Waldeck. Look downfield, but Spalding's there. Waldeck on the attack, breaking free from Quinones. Waldeck towards the box. The cross deflected out of play. It's a corner kick for North Texas SC. Can the defending champions strike for the victory? Avila's moving up the field as well. There he is. Rodriguez. Takes the corner, puts it in. Headed back, Avila stops it, fires a shot. It was blocked into the top netting. No corner kick to come, that's how things end. 1-1, 1 point apiece for two teams trying to launch themselves up the table, and both win streaks end. Back and forth till the very end, but it's 1-1 on the score line, presented by Santander Bank, proud partner of the New England Revolution. Both sides wanting more out of this match, only getting the goal. On a cool, wet evening, both sides, they do stay alive in the playoff race, but they'll be watching a lot of the results this weekend, especially New England Revolution 2. Let's check out our save of the match from tonight's action. Presented by Michelob Ultra, proud partner of the New England Revolution. With Rodriguez, a few of those chances in the second half, but couldn't put one in. And this diving stop, one paw to it, and Meyer sent it out of play. A great save by Meyer, came up a few times here tonight. 1-1 we finish here in Gillette Stadium. When we come back, we'll have more for you, highlights and stats to come as we begin our Santander Bank post-game report. Welcome back here into our Santander post-game report. 1-1 we finished between New England Revolution 2 and North Texas SC. Let's check out our man of the match. Presented by Shaw's Supermarket, proud partner of the New England Revolution, and it has to be Rivera. We got that early goal for Revs 2, and watch this beauty. Bender getting it around Aviles and striking early to get Revs 2 on the board. Get them a point in the end of the night with their sole goal overall. Full match highlights presented by Gillette, proud partner of the New England Revolution. Here's that goal again, up in the 9th minute, giveaway at the back by Aviles. And then it was Rivera all by himself, headed the other way. And a beautiful finish for him, his second of the season, to get Revs 2 off and running on the day. The chances back and forth would come over the next few minutes. It was a lot of action going on the first 20 minutes of this match. Rodriguez over to Roberts. Sends it in there and knocked away by Meyer. Came up a few times in this match. Then we head over to the second half, where it was North Texas off of Hernandez. Dicing up the traffic, getting through and poking this one home. His second of the season. Another late game-tying goal for him as a North Texas player. Made it 1-1 as we headed deeper into the second half. That's where things ended. 1-1 on the scoreline. Our Geico full match stats. Geico, a proud partner of the New England Revolution. 2 shots on target. Revs 2, 6 for North Texas. North Texas probably the better chances later on in the match, but couldn't get it done. 1-1 we finish. Both teams splitting the points. Our Empower retirement League One standings. Not much has changed. And a lot will depend on that result between Richmond and Tormenta. Now Revs 2. You'll have to keep an eye on the scores out there over the weekend. They could be eliminated by weekend's end. North Texas will be in it for their match against Madison on Wednesday. 3 matches tomorrow for you on your League One Saturday, 1 on Sunday. So much great action. And guess what? Each game at a different time. You can tune in with us all day long tomorrow for USL League One Soccer. I'd like to thank our entire crew. And for you for tuning in, I'm Chris Makovic. Expected some fireworks tonight. Didn't get too many, but a 1-1 scoreline and 2 teams that stay in the hunt in the playoff chase. Our final score, 1-1, presented by Santander Bank. We'll see you for more action starting at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Chattanooga and Madison on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.